Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. I'm excited about our show today, and before I get started I want to take a minute to thank TV47 for allowing us to have the program and showcase our programs and books are what we're going to talk about today. So thank you TV47, and thank you to Catherine Floyd. Catherine Floyd works at the Comer Library. She's our cataloger, processor. I don't know, you do a million things, Catherine.
A few.
But she works downstairs in the back, and every time I walk by your desk, there's always lots of new books. So
yes,
that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we've got a nice selection today that we've just recently got in. So
now we're mostly talking about adult books that would be downstairs. So because we had a show about children's books, so it's equal time to adults. Well, we'll just get started.
Yes,
Catherine. What's the first book?
I'll just let you hold one of these.
Okay, good. All right.
These are two.
Joanna Gaines.
Yes, two of the new ones from Joanna Gaines. Of course, very nice books, and currently on the bestseller list. Okay. And most of you know the Gaines from the show Fixer
Chip and Joanna,
yes, Chip and Joanna. So here we have the Magnolia Table, which is some family recipes and recipes from their new restaurant, also by the same name, Magnolia Table, because they have got their new brand from the Magnolia brand now.
Good.
And then continuing on with that, we have Homebody, where she kind of teaches you how to decorate your home based on your personality.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Showcase your home, kind of express who you are through your home. So two very nice books.
I need to put a reserve on that one. That one right there. I need to put a reserve on
I need that one badly.
It's nice because we hear a lot about Chip and Joanna and their new restaurant things. That's nice.
Yes, it is.
What else have we got?
All right. These are some of our new craft books that we just recently got in for our crafters, and we do have a lot of those here in the area.
Yes.
I like to dabble myself, but I'm fortunately not that skilled yet.
That's okay.
It is okay.
Maybe you just need a good book.
That's it. I need a good book to teach me, especially this one. The Knitter's Dictionary is a book for knitters and beginning knitters, kind of showing you some of those instructional things that throw you, like
I don't even know knitting terms.
The knitting terms that, like, if you're just beginning, you might not know what purl one or knit one, or if you've been more experienced, you would know those things. But this book is great for beginners, kind of teaching them how to read their instructions so they can start on their projects.
I like this knitting know-how from A to Z. Lots of pictures of how to. So if you want to take up knitting, now's a great time.
Now's a great time. We also have a book here, Woven in Wire, and this is a book about creating jewelry with just using wire and weaving that together, and it is a beautiful book with instructions and illustrations throughout.
Rings, bracelets.
So rings, bracelets, necklaces, because I know of several people in the area right now that like to dabble in creating their own jewelry. So I think this would be fun for a lot of those, and we're hoping that we'll get some more craft books here in the near future on some other things of interest. So
good, because crafting is so big. I'm not a big crafter, but a lot of people are. That's great.
I used to do it a lot, but unfortunately I don't have as much time as I used to. Children.
That's
but I do enjoy it.
Yes, good. Well, we'll look at a few of these.
Yes, we'll look at a few of these. This is the current bestseller from Bill O'Reilly. Continuing on with his Killing series, which anyone that reads him will be very familiar with. He did Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy. This one is Killing the SS, and it's kind of educational read, but it's also one that kind of stuns and intrigues reader. It's about a group of very determined individuals who actually went out. Some of the fugitives from that time were caught quickly, but some of them escaped, and these were a group of people that went out to try and find those fugitives. So anybody that likes Bill O'Reilly, this might be the one for you.
You would like those.
Yes.
Right. Yes. The Hunt for the Worst War Criminals in History.
Yes.
A lot of history, like you said,
Yes,
too.
a lot
That's
of history, and we have a lot of history buffs here in
good.
Sylacauga. So,
Oh,
yes, a personal favorite of mine, The Good Neighbor, the biography of Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes, love
that.
Mr. Rogers. Very influential in children's programming, so most everyone knows him. Some of the younger children might not, but I think even my son remembers him to a certain extent. So,
well, there's there's a show on PBS. I know I grew up and my girls grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and now Daniel Tiger is like the children of the characters of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
You know, they'd always go off into their little cutaway scene of their little village with their putteers, and that's where Daniel Tiger came from. So even now he's still putting out program there. But yes, I think this would be a very enjoyable read about a very interesting and good, nice all around guy.
I think so. Good. Well, we'll look at one more and then we'll take a break for a minute.
This one.
So many to choose from, I know.
So many to choose from. Is a personal favorite for many.
Yes.
The Guinness Book of World Records, and this is the current issue for 2019. And I honestly don't know many people that don't enjoy just flipping through it and find out interesting facts about things that they didn't know. I know the kids like it, the teens like it, and even the adults like it. So this is a nice addition to our collection, and I'm sure it will be well loved.
Yes.
They usually are.
We have a lot of kids that ask for these.
We do.
They are just very excited, and I do too. I love to look through them.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break and go to a commercial, so I hope you'll join us when we come back.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Tax time is here again. Dreading the time and stress of filing your taxes this year? Let the trained professionals at King's Tax Service help you and to give you that peace of mind. Our dedicated team of experts will give you friendly and professional service this tax season and any time of the year. Also, ask about the refund anticipation loan. You may apply for up to $5,000. Don't let the deadline sneak up on you, and don't let filing taxes get you down. Come in and see us today at King's Tax Service.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, and I'm talking with Catherine Floyd, who works behind the scenes a lot. You do work the front desk some, but behind the scenes a lot with our new books, dealing with new books, and processing and cataloging, and I don't know, the list goes on and on of what happens. Every book that comes to the library passes through your hands.
Pretty much, yes.
That's wonderful. I like to walk by your desk to see what's coming upstairs pretty soon. Well, we were talking about new books, and some of the newest books we have are checked out, which always happens when we're wanting to do a show, but that's a good thing. So you found some book covers online, so we'll look at some of those. Okay, Educated.
Educated is a memoir of Tara Westover. It's an interesting story. She actually grew up with a survivalist family in Idaho. Never even went to school, didn't have much in the way of health care or anything like that. But the interesting thing with her is, even though she was so isolated, and of course she had her struggles with her family and things that she will discuss in the story, but she actually went on to Cambridge University and got her PhD in history.
Oh my goodness.
So you know, despite being raised with very minimal to little education, she went on to do great things.
Great things. That's
So,
exciting. Wow.
It is very
Good story.
exciting.
Let's see what's next. Oh, Nicholas Sparks, the latest Nicholas Sparks. Huh?
Yes,
Great.
always very popular here, known, and of course this is no different for his romantic tradition of stories and books, and this is in some ways very similar to a lot of his, because you have two people coming from different walks of life or different continents, places that come together and meet. And this book is very much about chance encounters and the regrets that you have through your life, and then the hope of what's to come. So definitely
every breath.
every breath.
Nicholas Sparks. Good, good. Let's see what's next. Oh, James Patterson.
James
He's another very
Patterson,
popular.
always popular.
Target.
He writes mystery, fiction, children's books. He writes it all. But of course, this is a mystery based on one of his first series. He actually started the Alex Cross series.
Okay.
This being number 26.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So if you like a series,
If you
James
like
Patterson
a series
is for
and
you.
you like a good mystery, James Patterson would definitely be one to try. And like I said, he does a little bit of everything. So even if mystery wasn't your cup of tea, he has some love stories thrown in there and
yes.
some more fantasy type books. So he writes them all. So,
Good.
but yes, we're definitely excited about the new Alex Cross. So
Good.
Target Alex Cross.
All right. Oh, John Grisham, another
John
very
Grisham,
popular.
another popular author. And of course, it's no surprise that all of these authors are on the bestseller list because
Sure.
they're popular everywhere. But John Grisham's newest book is actually kind of part war novel, part legal drama.
Okay.
Of course, the legal drama is, you know, what he's kind of synonymous with. But in this particular one, it's a murder case that comes up.
Okay.
Because a local farmer who has just recently come back from World War II commits a murder. And this story is based on the events leading up to that, as far as what would push a man who everybody thought was a fairly upstanding cotton farmer to commit such an act. So definitely an intriguing read.
Yes, The Reckoning. And I think this is the last one.
Yes, this is our last one here. Where the Crawdads Sing is actually a fictional debut for Delia Owens. She's written several nonfiction works, but this one here is her first try at fiction. And of course, it must have done very well because it's on the bestseller list.
Yes,
So, it is set in the marshlands off North Carolina, and it is kind of a coming of age and a murder mystery all wrapped up into one, with the main character being a young girl who is actually kind of abandoned and raises herself in these marshlands in North Carolina, and the effects of outsiders starting to come in, and her, of course, growing and interacting with these, and then you know, our murder mystery unfolds. So I can't give away too much about the story, but definitely probably a very intriguing read from an author who starting out on fiction. Yes.
Well, now I know a lot of these, it'll say New York Times bestseller, and you've said that word, bestsellers.
Yes.
How do you go about choosing new books for the library?
New books through the library, we go through many sources. We look at those bestseller lists. We look at booksellers, their reviews, because they have their own reviewers. We look at library journals, publishers, anywhere that we can find a source of the best that we can come up with, because that is what we want to provide for our patrons, of course, are the best books that we can possibly find. And also we have some that we want the patrons' input as well.
Sure,
So
yes.
we also have times when we have requests of books that maybe we hadn't thought of. And we've had several new authors started in that fashion. So we just try to make sure that we have something for everyone.
And the more you work at the library, I think
Yes.
you get to know your patrons, the people in our community,
Yes.
the kind of books they like. I know I've been downstairs sometimes, maybe walking through, and somebody will say, hey, we had a new book come in that I think you might like, because the person at the library knows that patron. Hey, we had a new book, thought you might like that, and,
Yes.
and they're always so glad. So it does help to know your patrons and
Absolutely.
know the kind of things
Absolutely.
they do. And you read lots of reviews, I bet.
I do. I read lots of reviews.
Lots and lots and lots of reviews.
I do. But it's actually one of the parts of my job that I really love and I find interesting. Getting to read those reviews and trying to figure out or to think about how these books will fit with our patrons here in this community.
And the craft
definitely-
books
yes.
too. Maybe you look through a collection in our library, a set of books, and say, well, maybe we're missing a few in
Yes,
this area.
absolutely.
So that's great.
Yes, always doing collection development.
Yes. Well, talking about collections, we have several different collections of books downstairs. I know if most of you who've been in the library know, we got the westerns, we got the science fiction and the fiction, but tell a little bit about how books are divided downstairs, new and nonfiction, things
Well,
like that.
as you said, we have several different collections, and of course we put those new ones on the front right when you first come in. Because that's usually what everybody goes to.
Yes, we want to go see what's new.
Yes, absolutely. But usually if somebody tries something new, they might decide, hey, I really like this author, and that's where they will start venturing out into other parts of the collection.
Those are the A-frame.
The A-frames right in the front are our new books.
New fiction.
New fiction and new nonfiction.
Okay,
And we also have our new biographies there and our new large prints, science fiction, and westerns.
Oh, okay.
So
good,
yes, we
good.
keep a collection of everything that we have currently coming in. That way, no matter what genre you prefer, there'll be something there for you.
Okay, good.
So, but as you said, we have our general fiction section, which is, we rotate to after a book is no longer new. And we have our mysteries and science fiction towards the back for those who, we have some diehard science fiction readers, and that's what they want to read, and the same thing goes for mystery.
Biographies,
they have their section that they love and they tend to stick to. So we always try to make sure we have something new for those people. We have some westerns and large prints, because we do have some that are getting older and they need that. And
Look
sometimes
at my
I need that.
My little glasses here tell me, yes. I love the large print.
I love the large print too.
That's great.
But biographies, nonfiction, we really do have something for everyone.
Yes.
So.
If you're not sure if you can find it, just please ask somebody.
Yes.
They'll be glad to tell you. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Tax time is here again. Dreading the time and stress of filing your taxes this year? Let the trained professionals at King's Tax Service help you and to give you that peace of mind. Our dedicated team of experts will give you friendly and professional service this tax season and any time of the year. Also, ask about the refund anticipation loan. You may apply for up to $5,000. Don't let the deadline sneak up on you, and don't let filing taxes get you down. Come in and see us today at King's Tax Service.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I've been talking with Catherine Floyd about new books downstairs. I mostly deal with the children's books upstairs, so it's nice to see what y'all have new.
Yes.
Before we get to the last few books, I want to talk about a couple of programs going on. Robert, I've got a couple of slides, I know, that if you could show one of those. Yes, this is about Exceptional Friends Storytime. This is a story time specifically designed to meet the needs of youth with sensory issues and their families. Now, it's open for anyone. We don't have a date on there. We're having lots of construction work done at the library, so we're waiting till all that's finished. But I'm going to try and do an Exceptional Friends story time. I'm very excited about that. I know, Catherine, I've ordered lots of new books.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. And another thing we have going on are adult computer classes. Didn't know if everybody was aware of that. The classes are on Saturday. Please call and make a reservation so you can have, you know, they have a smaller class, maybe 10, so you get a lot of individual attention. It's, I think, from 10 to 12 on Saturdays, but it'll be like for 3 months. Maybe you'll have 6 or 7 Saturdays. So please call the library if you'd like to sign up. You don't have to have a computer or anything to enroll. Just if you want to bring your own device, that's fine. If not, just sign up and you can learn just the basics of computing. Email, how to use Google Drive, Google Docs, pictures, things like that. It's a great time. They have a good time and learn a lot. Now, Catherine's got just a few more books. Let's see what you got here.
Last, but of course not least.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here we have a new one from George R.R. Martin, Fire and Blood. This would be for any of those Game of Thrones fans,
yes.
for sure.
Yes.
This is kind of the history that sets the stage for it all, and it actually occurs 300 years before the actual Game of Thrones.
It's the prequel.
It's the major prequel.
Yes, the major prequel.
The major prequel. But definitely for any of those science fiction fans or Game of Thrones fans, this would definitely be a must read.
Good, good. Oh, I'm excited about the next one you're going to talk about.
Yes, I am too.
Written.
This is, of course, Mitch Albom from, this is the sequel to his very popular book, 5 People You Meet in Heaven, and most everyone, I think, remembers reading it.
Yes.
He wrote it about 15 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
And in that story, the main character's name was Eddie, and of course, he passed saving a young girl named Annie from an accident. And in this story, it continues with Annie's story.
Okay.
And what happens next and how she moves along with her life. So definitely an interesting read. And
and it's called what?
It is The Next Person You Meet in Heaven.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Several years between the first one and the
several
second one.
years between, but like I said, I know I personally enjoyed reading the first, so this will probably be definitely on my must-read list.
to read list. Yes, yes. Okay, and then one more.
Yes,
Stephen King.
the ever-popular Stephen King. This one here is a little different from him. It's not his strong horror, I think, that some people know him for, but he has gotten where he's branching out more and kind of doing more thought-provoking type books, and this is kind of what this is. It's the story of Scott Carey, who is a man with a very strange condition. He is constantly losing weight, but he's not getting any thinner. He doesn't appear any thinner.
Oh, okay.
It's a very peculiar condition.
Yes.
But somehow through his condition, he ends up kind of bringing the town together, bringing out the best in people who actually, at one point, were kind of just giving in to the worst in themselves and into other people. So definitely an interesting read from Stephen King.
Stephen King, great. All of these books that Catherine has brought are downstairs, so if you'd like to check them out, please come in. And I know I made the comment about it. Every time I walk by your desk, it's full of books. A lot has to be done to books before they go on the shelves.
Yes.
So.
Of course, we spend a lot of time selecting those books to begin with. As you said, I read many reviews. And then we pass those on. Of course, there's a large number of people involved.
Right.
You know, our director reviews those, and
Yes.
our financial manager, Miss Wanda,
Yeah.
she puts those orders through for us. So, but after that, I handle everything that comes in, checking those in, pre-processing those, and a lot of people don't realize that we have to do those stamps and stickers and
Right.
just so everybody knows what's what and where it goes.
Right.
So, and then of course cataloging, putting these shiny covers on these books,
Yes.
spine labels, barcoding.
To help protect them and make them easy to
protect
find.
them and make them easier to find. And like I said, with the cataloging, it's putting all those details in to where it's user friendly for the patrons, and whatever they might type into, whether it's a book about a Saint Bernard or anything like that, they can type that in and find out what book we have in our collection related to their topics.
Right,
So
right. Anything you might type in the catalog. I know we
Yes.
have people come in asking for, oh, you know, I can't remember the title of that book, but it's about something, so we can type that in, or if they know the author and all that, and find the book they want.
Yes.
So, lot goes on back
Lot.
there. A lot goes on back there. Oh, me. Let's see. We have. I think I've tried to talk about everything else going on. I will mention we have the brown bag program going on right now. Have a program tomorrow, actually.
Yes.
It is Becoming Mrs. Lewis, about C.S. Lewis's wife. That should be
Yes.
interesting. But we have lots of programs going on. They're on Wednesdays. The more social time, get some goodies to eat, is at 11. Then the program begins at 12. If you can't come at 11, maybe you're at work, you have an hour lunch, please come at 12, and you can slip out just before 1 to get back. Excellent programs and good crowds.
Yes, always.
Yes, it's very nice to see all those people coming in. And even if it's a topic, I had someone tell me this. They said, you know, I don't really know that I really care to hear a lot about this certain topic, but every time I come, I learn something new. So, you know, maybe it's something you think you don't like, but the more, you know, the more you hear about it, maybe the more you realize that. I also was going to talk about a little bit about what I do at the library. I do outreach services to senior centers, Oak Grove, West Coosa, Mountain View Lake, Sylacauga Nursing Home, Spring Terrace. I won't try and name them all, that's a lot of them, but I've used a lot of our historical fiction books to share with them, and I've really enjoyed that. And we also have a teen advisory council, which your son Jacob is part of that.
And he really enjoys it. He looks forward to it every time he. I think their next meeting's kindergarten for a day, and he's like super excited that he gets to act like he's in kindergarten for a day. So
Sarah Osborne does a great job with these kids. They just have a small group. They come, have a little snack, and talk about some really neat topics that kids that young adults would like. Yes, I do children. She does young adult. Sarah does. Sarah does a great job. So if you want to know more about that, please call the library and ask about it. Got just a few more seconds. I want to thank you, Catherine, so much for coming and sharing about the books. And thank you for watching us, and hope to see you at the library soon.